Houston Life starts now.
For most of us, a new year brings a totally clean slate, a time to change bad habits or maybe try something new.
But if you find yourself having a hard time keeping those New Year's resolutions, you're certainly not alone. Licensed professional counselor and friend of Houston Life, Dr. Shana D. Lewis is joining us now with some real solutions to help all of us stay on track with our goals. It is so great to see you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too.
We appreciate you being here. You know, the new year just kind of maybe is that restart button. It allows us to kind of look at our lives or prioritize things. But I think the biggest thing is usually by end of January that those things are already kind of like fallen off because life happens. How do we stay on track, or how do we make it okay that some of those things fall off?
Well, first of all, we have to know that ditch day, there's a ditch day, January 17th.
Okay.
If you set a resolution, you've ditched it.
Oh.
It's a national day. It's already going to happen for all the reasons you just said, which is why I say, first, no New Year's resolutions.
Okay, just let it go.
Don't even set a resolution. It's a revolution. Your mindset has to shift first before you ever change anything in your life.
And
So
sometimes,
true.
isn't it true, people set these lofty goals or maybe they bite off more than they can chew?
They
and
do.
so instead of setting attainable goals, they just sort of give up because it seems unattainable.
Very true. People can definitely get to the place where they're too big. And so we talk about setting smaller chunked goals for sure. But even before you get to that, Derek, you got to evaluate, what do you really want? Because sometimes we're setting goals that somebody else wants for us. And I'm never going to do what you want. I need to make sure it's what I want.
Right, taking a deep look inside, internally at yourself. I love when you give us tips and advice because there's always the acronym that goes
Absolutely.
along with it. So you have a way for us to really make this happen this year.
Absolutely. First is just no
Yeah.
New Year resolution. The second is evaluate what you really want and need. And the third one is the W for New Year is write it down.
Yeah, because when you see it, you achieve it,
You
right?
do. Research will say 42% more opportunity or chance to reach a goal if it's written down. And watch this, daily.
Daily.
Daily write down what you want. This is why we need a journal.
Yeah.
And the year part of the acronym that we just had on the screen, year, you say yell it to somebody because you want to be accountable to someone?
Yes, you got to tell somebody. So not only do you need to write it down, but then if you yell it to somebody, you tell someone, you increase the chances of you actually reaching it. Because now you put it into this universe, right? And now you're being held accountable.
Okay, and my favorite one, we always talk about losing weight, like eliminating our fat. You're saying eliminate things in our lives, people, schedules, things, also make that a priority.
Oh, please. So I'm about to be messy. I'm sorry.
it.
But there are some people that we need to release in 2023 that are not aligned with your vision, your goals, or where you want to go. You don't have to be rude about it, right? But it really means evaluating your front row, who has access to you that no longer is feeding you in a positive way. Not with money, but with energy and positivity. Take a look at that. Very seriously.
And Dr. Lewis, I feel like this is such an important point because eliminating toxic people from our lives, a lot of times it's complicated because what if it's an in-law or what if it's someone in your circle with whom you are crossing paths on a daily or on a regular?
Great question. You can't choose every single person, but you do get to choose how you interact with them. You get to choose how you allow their energy to affect you. I can limit my interaction with you if I choose to. I can limit you allowing me to put me in a bad headspace. I could choose that. That's how you have to negotiate that if you can't choose them or not to be in your life.
You can say hi, you can be nice, but you can keep moving.
Correct.
Yeah, there's always something to change in that dynamic. Okay, let's look at A, and you say always include a self-care plan, which is so important to really take care of ourselves first.
Listen, I believe self-care is the new sexy. Got a whole shirt that says it. I believe that because if you do not care for yourself, you will not reach any goal. Because if you are not well, mentally, physically, spiritually, everything you say you want, you will miss the mark because you are not in a position to make it happen.
One of your tips, Dr. Lewis, before we let you go, you say that redesigning the goal, and this is the R in that acronym of year, the last one, redesigning the goal. So explain this concept. Is this essentially reevaluating as you go?
Well, that is a part of it, but before you reevaluate, redesign it. So I always say, think big, but move small. So most of us say, I want to lose 50 pounds in a year, and we keep focusing on 50. Well, what can you do in 30 days? What can you do in 60 days? Really, by 90 days, what's the goal? Maybe it's just 8 pounds in 90 days. Chunk them down. You're more likely to reach them and feel like you made a success, because 50 is a long way away.
Right, and you can celebrate the road
along the way. The celebration is important. I have a party for everything.
Oh, yes, girl. Absolutely.
For everything.
A party and always good advice. Dr. Shana D. Lewis, great seeing you. Thanks for the therapy session today.
You're welcome, and your guests can go to newyearnewyou2023.com for all of these tips.
Okay.
Fabulous.
We love that.
Yes.
Happy New Year. It's great to see you.
You too.